This video is about the cross sections of three-dimensional shapes. A cross section is the two-dimensional shape that results when you intersect a plane with a 3D shape. Okay, so we're going to go through the file that I sent you in Google Classroom and how to use it. So if you start off by opening cross sections of a cube, on the right side, okay, over here, you have up, down. That will move your plane up or down, and then you can tilt it and you can turn it. So what I did here is I moved it up and I moved it down just slightly, and I tilted it. And you can play around with moving those and you'll be able to see this cross section. Slide, we got a cross section that was a hexagon. So you can have a cross section that's a hexagon. I had a cross section that was a square. Okay, a square has 4 sides, a hexagon has 6 sides. So here I have more cross sections of a cube. And what I did is I moved it up. You can see I moved the plane up. I tilted it quite a bit and I turned it. And you can see that the cross section here is a triangle. Okay, continuing on, I got a cross section that is a trapezoid in this picture. All right, and you can play around with this. This, by the way, will let you undo whatever you previously did. So you can move it up, down, you can tilt it, you can turn it. So you can see I got a trapezoid. Now keep in mind, a cube has 6 faces. And on the previous, and then I got a cross section that was a triangle that has 3 sides. I got a cross section that was a trapezoid, which has 4 sides. So what's the maximum number of sides that you can have when you get a cross section of a cube? So it's equal to the number of sides. So there are 6 faces of a cube. And the maximum number of sides of a cross section is 6. Those match up, okay? That will always be the case when you have a cube. Okay, continuing on. You can see here I have how many sides? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is just a different pentagon. So I got 3, 4, 5, and 6 sides to show you that they could all be done. And you can play around with it and do it yourself as well. All right, let's move on to the next shape. So here I have a cylinder. I'm looking at the cross sections of a cylinder. So the way that this app works in GeoGebra, you can move the circle up or down. You can move it so that you're rotating it horizontally to vertically. That's what this is. Vertical will make it go straight up and down. Right now it's horizontal. And then this rotation will rotate it around in a circle. You can change your transparency of your plane, and you can change your transparency of your 3D shape. So you have this really handy view from the section. So that's what I did when I was finished with manipulating. I then viewed from the section so I could see the cross section of a cylinder can be a circle. So the types of questions they'll ask you is what types of cross sections can you have? So here, and you can feel free to have 2 different pieces of technology open at the same time, and you can see what I did, and you can just mimic what I did if you wish. But at any rate, my height was toward the center, and then I shifted it more vertical. And you can see that what I got here looks like an ellipse. That's what they call it. You're used to it probably being called an oval. Okay, next year it will be commonplace to you to hear the word ellipse. So can the cross-section of a cylinder be a circle? Yes. Can it be an ellipse? Yes. Let's go on to the next slide. So can the cross-section of a cylinder be parabolic? You can see, yes, this is parabolic. Looks like a parabola, part of a parabola, this part here. But at any rate, you can see that I moved the height down. It's lower. I rotated it so that it's half horizontal, half vertical, so it's on an angle. So you can give that a try. So can the cross-section of a cylinder be a parabola? Yes, is the answer. Can the cross-section of a cylinder be a rectangle? Well, here you go. Notice I made it 100% vertical. Okay? So let's move on to the next shape. We have a triangular prism. A triangular prism. A prism is named by the shape of its base. In general, a prism has two congruent parallel bases. Okay, just colored them in for you. At any rate, this cross section as it was when I opened it up, again, I viewed from section, and so this cross section was a triangle. So can the cross section of a triangular prism be a triangle? Yes. Now, how many faces does a triangular prism have? Well, you have the faces going around. These are called lateral faces. This left face, this right face, and then there's a back face behind there. Anyway, and then you have the top and the bottom, so there are 5 faces. 2 are triangles, and 3 are rectangles. Could be a squares, but they're rectangles. Okay, moving on to the next page. Here's a triangular prism, and you can see that this cross section that I made here was a trapezoid. A trapezoid has 4 sides. Remember, a triangular prism has 5 faces, so we can get a 4-sided cross section. Again, here's a triangular prism. This time around, I got a pentagon as a cross section. A pentagon is a 5-sided polygon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since you have 5 faces of a triangular prism, the greatest number of sides that a cross section will have is 5. Just like in the cube, it had 6 faces, and the greatest number of cross sections was 6. 5 faces, maximum number of sides of a cross section is 5. Here I have a rectangular prism, also known as a cuboid, and you can see that this cross section is a rectangle. Okay, ask yourself, how many faces does a rectangular prism have? That's correct, 6. You have the top, you have the bottom, you have the left, you have the right, you have the front, and then you have the back there. So we can get a rectangle. Again, this is a rectangular prism. This is just a different rectangle. I set it to vertical. Here I have a rectangular prism, which again has 6 faces, and you can see that, what did I get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pentagon. And here I got a triangle as a cross section of the rectangular prism. Just cut off the corner. And here we should have the hexagon. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just like in the cube and the triangular prism, you take the number of faces. There are 6 faces here, and the maximum number of sides of a cross section is 6. So you can get a triangle through a hexagon. We're only talking about this happening in prisms, and we'll take a look at pyramids. Okay, so here we have a rectangular pyramid. How many faces does a rectangular pyramid have? Well, you have the base. There's only one base, unlike in prisms where you have 2 bases. So this base is a rectangle, hence the name rectangular. And then the other 4 faces that wrap around are triangles. So when you have a pyramid, you have one base, and the lateral faces, that's what we call them, are triangles. Okay, so there are 5 faces total in a rectangular pyramid. And you can see here, this is a view from the bottom, that this cross section is a rectangle, which has 4 sides. Here is a rectangular pyramid, and this cross section looking up beneath is a trapezoid, which has 4 sides. Here I have a rectangular pyramid, and this cross section is a triangle. Okay, in fact, it's an isosceles triangle if it's a regular pyramid, which it's a regular pyramid. So this is an isosceles triangle, which has 3 sides. Okay, so keep in mind, a rectangular pyramid had 5 sides. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a pentagon. A pentagon is a polygon with 5 sides. So the greatest number of sides of a cross section is going to be 5 sides. Okay, so you have 5 faces, and the maximum number of sides of a cross section is 5. So here you have a triangular pyramid. So a triangular pyramid, think about how many faces that has. Here's your base, which is a triangle. That's why it's named triangular. And then you have 3 other sides. So there are 4 faces. They're all triangles. Okay, so this cross section is a triangle. So we should be able to get up to 4 sides in our cross section. So we should be able to get triangles and then 4 sides. So here's another triangle. I set this to vertical. I rotated it slightly. So here we have a triangular pyramid, and you can see that this cross section is a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is a 4-sided polygon. So that's going to be the greatest number of sides. 4 faces, and the maximum number of sides of a cross section is 4. All right, so now I'm going on to the cone. So the cone won't be like the prisms and the pyramids, okay? So cylinders, cones, and spheres are different. So here for the cone, you can see that my cross section is a circle. And in the next slide, you can see that my cross section is a triangle. I went completely vertical. In this slide, you can see that my cross section is an ellipse. In this slide, you can see that my cross section is a parabola. So that's it for cones. Now let's look at a sphere. So for the sphere, it depends where you take the cross section. The cross sections will always be circles. If I went directly through the center, if I had this height directly in the middle, then I would get it's called the great big circle, which passes through the middle. But you could see that this cross section doesn't pass through the middle because you have a little bit of a core going around the outside. So this is just another cross section of a sphere to show you that you could get all different sized circles. Okay, so I hope that you understand how to get the cross sections of 3D shapes. The problems that you will have, you'll be given a shape, so you have to know the name of the shape, such as a triangular pyramid, and then you will be asked what shape could the cross sections be. All right, thank you.